This plane was first flown in 1934. Today we have the PT-17 Stearman. This beautiful biplane was introduced to the US Army Air Corps as a primary trainer aircraft, which meant in World War II many enlisted airmen actually got their first ever flight experience in one of these. After completing their training in the PT-17, they'd then move on to basic flight training in the BT-13 Valiant, and then would switch over for advanced flight training to the AT-6 Texan, bombers, or fighters, depending on the track they choose. Now let's move on to the PT-17's beautiful 7-cylinder air-cooled radial pistol engine that produced 220 horsepower. I gotta say, I absolutely loved the silver propeller. Next up, it was time to get into the seat, which was quite a process as the PT-17 Stearman is actually only a metal frame with a fabric coating around it, which meant I had to walk up a special place on the lower wing, hold onto a handle on the upper wing, then put my foot on the seat and make it into the cockpit. Since I wasn't the pilot, I was seated in the front. Looking in the cockpit, you can see just how beautiful and old the dials are. Because the particular PT-17 that I was flying in was just newly restored, it was absolutely fantastic to be able to see all the dials in perfect working condition. After admiring the rudder pedals on the bottom, on the left you could see the magnificent throttle. After this, of course, it was time to move on to the joystick between my legs. The switch on top, if you pushed it left you could speak directly to the pilot, and if you pushed it right you could speak to the tower, which was pretty cool. Now, after putting on my headset and getting strapped in, it was time to start the engine. Clear. The sound of the PT-17 is truly iconic and unforgettable. This is because of that radial design that creates the popping and rhythmic sound. As you were taxiing, I just couldn't help but feel how excited I was to finally get to fly in a PT-17 Stearman. What made this even more special was this plane was one of the original PT-17 Stearmans that actually operated out of this very airport during the wartime. As in 1941, Chino Airport was a Cal Aero Flight Academy, a civilian contract training base for the US Army Corps. It was after the war where it became a general aviation airport, and eventually I got to fly in this. After taxiing a bit more, we made it to the runway, and then it was time for takeoff. Once in the sky, I really got a true appreciation for what it's like to be a bird, as you could really feel the wind at its full force if you decide to stick your head out, which, of course, I did. The PT-17 Stearman had a maximum speed of 124 miles per hour, a range of 505 miles, and a service ceiling of 13,200 feet. You can see just how exposed I was with my hair going absolutely everywhere because of the wind resistance. I have to say the views from up here were absolutely incredible, being able to see the beautiful mountains of San Bernardino and the Chino area. This whole experience really made me feel like I had traveled back in time to the 1940s. Something pretty cool about this plane is even though its age, you can actually do loops in it, and it is capable of basic aerobatics. After flying around some more over the beautiful Chino Hills, which had recently turned green, it was time to start the landing sequence. And I have to say, it was at this point in the trip where I really felt just how amazing it was to fly in one of these. After landing while taxiing, to my surprise, I saw a 727, which is definitely a plane I do want to do a video on in the future. All in all, this experience was absolutely incredible, and I will never forget getting to fly on the most nostalgic plane out there, and really getting the feeling of what it was like to train to be a World War II pilot in the USA. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more plane content. Your support really means the world to me. Thank you so much for 750 subscribers, and I'll try to make sure to make more videos and keep consistent with the daily shorts uploads. Also, do let me know what you thought about this video, because I do quite like making long form as well, and will try to make more in the future.